Morning all, Andrew here. So today's the second day. As I mentioned yesterday, I started reading this book, More Important Than Money, an Entrepreneur's Team. So I've only gone through a little bit, so I took some notes and I just wanted to share with you today's learnings. So first chapter, it's actually by Blessinger, and he talks about what we call the team code of honor. So I'm going to quote what he wrote there. For any successful entrepreneur, second to sales, the ability to recruit and build a championship team is the most important skill to master. In order to bring you an idea or dream to life and success. The key word here from my takeaway is leverage. So we want to create a team to leverage on their skill sets, to grow your business. And a code of honor is really important, especially it's not so much for when times are good and everything's running perfectly. It's more importantly is for times when it gets really chaotic, when times are bad. And this is where we create a set of the code of honor means creating a set of rules and principles that everyone follows. I believe what's happened is during chaotic time, when there are no rules, people start making up their rules, and that's when chaos and disaster, everything all happens. So whether it's in a marriage or it's in in business, I think the rules and principles are really important to keeping the team together. Example in his book is he and his son climbed up the mountain, and halfway up the mountain, the son started, I think probably started lack of oxygen. Because of that, I think water was started accumulating in his lungs, so he needed to make a decision. Do I carry on, get a porter to bring him down, or and of course he wanted to do that, but his code of honor, something he and the son set up together. We start together and we finish together, and so because of that code of honor, it protected himself from his little mind, voice, and says, okay, we need to work as a team. So he went down with the son, to go to see the doctor at the bottom of the mountain. Because of that, the result was his bond with the son was really close, and nothing could break that. And the following year, they both went up again to accomplish what they couldn't do it. So at the end of the day, I think yes, code of honor is really important. Personally, I also think so, and sometimes, I've made a lot of mistakes when it comes to code of honor, and I'm going to do my best to make sure moving forward that we keep that as much as we have to keep it. I wouldn't say we keep it as much, but we have to keep it. Okay, so that's from Blessinger, really powerful author of Sales Dogs, which I went for his course, I think a couple of years back. It really blew my mind away. Okay, so the next part, which Robert Kiyosaki shared, was the BI triangle. Let me get a photo here for you. So the BI triangle, which is this. Yep. Okay, so BI triangle has, on the outside of the triangle, has three major things: the mission, leadership, and the one is team. Then within the triangle, we have product, legal, systems, communications, and cash flow. So mission, from what I read and what I understand, is mission is where everyone in the team will work together to create a mission of the company. Of course, if you are your own boss, you have your own mission, and you share that mission with the team that you're building to see, are they aligned. So leadership, of course, very important. How you lead your team. Do you inspire, or are you a dictator? That's the one thing. So I think the hardest team to lead is a team of volunteers, because you're not paying them to do stuff. You have to inspire them to do more than what they want to do. Yeah. So team important. At the end of the day, if you're a business, you need to sell a product or service. So products are really important. And I even would say in my experience, I think products are a lot simpler than services, because services, like for me, we do digital marketing and website. Website's sort of a product, but it's still very customizable. Services like digital marketing services, so those are considered more service related, and it changes with time. You have to keep evolving it as well. Products, if you keep it simple, like fast moving goods, everything's consumable, so it's a matter of just creating their product. Not easy still, but everyone has its pros and cons. Legal system, protect yourself from other people, and also making sure everything's covered. Intellectual property is a perfect example where people steal your ideas and duplicate your copies. So this is, if you establish your legal IP and everything, you literally can go after that person. And of course there are people who badmouth you, so this is when you need to protect yourself with the legal system, which collect your evidence, and who knows, one day you might have to use it. Okay, so systems is very important. I'm a system person. That time I worked with McKinsey to improve the operating processes within the hospital, and this is where having a system to so-called to make things go according to it, it's really, really important. And as you fine-tune your system, you increase your efficiency and productivity. So systems are really important. Communications is key to any team building, and as well as within the team, because lack of communication is always the failure of most partnerships or relationships in that case. So I definitely agree with that. Of course, lastly, the most important, cash flow. I wouldn't say the most important, but one of the most important is cash flow. If you got no cash coming in, you can't pay the bills and you can't support your business growth. So cash flow is really important. Get an accountant to do this. Not any other accountant, not any accountant on the street, but basically a proper accountant that helps you grow your business, gives you the right advice on optimizing your tax, optimizing your funds. Do we need to have funding to support the cash flow of the business? So a good accountant will literally help you on this. So those are what I've learned so far. I'm still reading. Next one on the chapter that I'm reading is by Kiyosaki. So that'll be interesting. Oh yeah, the last thing I forgot to mention, let me write this down, was Robert talked about brand. I think branding, it coincides with marketing. So if you're a business, okay, let me rephrase that. So branding is really simple if you take it from this point. Branding is the visual image that you remember of of something, of a brand that you can immediately recall. So if I say Apple, what do you remember? iPhone, iPad, but mostly iPhone, right? Yeah. So if I say Microsoft, you're just thinking of the logo, at the same time, my operating system. If I think of Leica, for example, camera, really good lens. So the brand recall, from seeing the brand, is one of the key things to a good brand. McDonald's, yeah. So you're thinking of hamburgers and all these kind of things. So this is where brand recall and branding is really important, because when you start a business, your branding is you need to keep your brand in mind. When you start your business, your brand is nothing, because there's not enough testimonials, there's not enough all this. So this is where you spend most of your money in advertising and creating the brand awareness. and focusing on marketing to bring in sales. And with purchases, with testimonials from product reviews, everything, your brand slowly builds up. So as you are marketing and building up the brand at the same time, you want to reach a stage where the brand sells itself. So if I go to say McDonald's don't there isn't any much sales. The only sales point is probably at the counter when they say, hey, do you want to upsize? So that's where the sales point is. But in terms of marketing, this is where McDonald's is really excellent at marketing. They just need to put posters out there. They need to put video ads to entice you to go and, so literally there isn't a salesperson. The only salesperson is probably at the counter itself when you're actually purchasing your meal. And this is where if a company reach a point where I just need to bombard my brand and any video ads, all this, that's marketing. So marketing, it's, I would say, the bigger aspect of sales. You start with sales, go and close your clients, eventually reach a point where you use digital marketing or any other marketing tools, offline, online, to start building out your brand and bring in leads to it, and eventually reach a point where the brand sells by itself. Another local brand is Razer. They have nice mouses, gaming mouses, but it's building up their brand. And according to the book, the Coca-Cola brand, Coke is another perfect example. It becomes a term that people use. Oh, I need a Coke. Google another perfect example. When you do a search, oh, let's Google it. So this is where people start using it like a vocabulary, and I believe that's the power of building up a brand. And that's something I just want to share based on my experience doing business in the digital marketing world. So just going to end it off here and keep it short today. So hope you like it. Please help like and subscribe, and by all means just bookmark me or something like that, and we'll get more videos again. Thank you. Bye.